Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the special Friday edition of G&A Podcast. I'm your host, Soberoni, here with
DrewBDoo.
Yes, and we're filming this on a Friday for various reasons.
I'm gonna be out of town.
Yeah, various reasons.
Yeah, that is it. We apologize for the mix-up because now we can't cover. I think it's actually only one anime we can't cover, and that's demi-chan.
Well, speak for yourself. I can't cover Seiren.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well,
but so I guess we'll have a double dose next week of Seiren and demi-chan.
Yeah, no problem.
So I guess we'll start off with Akiba's trip, as always.
Mm-hmm.
This episode centered around finally Mayo had an episode.
Yes, finally.
Where she was tricked into going on a date with Tomatsu, and her idea of a date is just, first off, her idea of a date is wonderful. I love her idea of a date. It's just going to a bunch of different fast food places and restaurants and eating like a maniac.
That's so impractical for obvious reasons, but continue.
That's so awesome. Best girl. Not really, but
no,
best
not
dating
at all.
idea.
Not even. Not even.
Not even close.
Not even close.
But she was good. She was good this episode. They end up running into like this eating champion. I guess he's a spoof of Kobayashi and Joey Chestnut or whatever. And she challenges him to a ramen eating contest. And they do this one. All right. So the one thing that I didn't find the episode that funny, but the one thing I did find hilarious was the scene where he starts putting water in his ramen to water it down so you can eat it faster, because that's what all the fucking food people do, where they just put all the water all over their food and it's gross. Yeah. And then the onlookers are like, that's so disgusting. It's wasting the food. And that's exactly what I feel like. So I appreciate that. But other than that, I mean, she beats him in the food eating contest because bullshit anime logic about noodles and water. And he ends up probably dying. And she wins. And Tomatsu and her reflect on their date. It was a nice self-contained episode.
Yeah. Shout out to the gratuitous panty shot scene when he starts sucking everything up, and then literally every female character they all lose their pants.
Yeah, they're like in a row, one in a row. Yeah, they need to add that scene. So
yes, it was much appreciated.
I don't have much to say other than that. So I guess decent episode. Not as funny as last week or the week. It wasn't that funny, but I'm glad Mayo finally got attention.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, so Chaos Child.
All right, Chaos Child. Let me try to keep this. Let me try to keep this as short as possible. So we find out in the episode that the culprit was Serika all along, and Serika fights Senri, aka Nono, aka Kurusu. In the middle of the fight, for some reason, they're D swords, I think they called it, because they clashed. They're able to read each other's minds. Because anime, like, why not? Doesn't make any sense. Apparently, Serika is like imaginary. Apparently, like, her whole point of her existence is to give Takuru a goal and help with it. But then I guess along the way she was like, how about I create the problems as well? So I think she kind of got lost along the way, which kind of sucks. So in another fight, Serika almost kills Senri. And then just like the character in the first episode 6 years ago, Takuru is also being held responsible for the killings, which they very obvious parallelism. Also, Takuru's adopted dad who's the adopted dad is of Senri as well. He apparently disappeared, which means there's a good chance he either has been A, kidnapped, or B, is the bad guy. Let's see what else happens. They learned that near the epicenter of where the earthquake happened 6 years ago, there's a planetarium owned by the people who or affiliates of the Tokyo hospital. So, which means they were probably running experiments like right where the epicenter of the earthquake happened. They said they were trying to cause a casual factor. They don't really go into great detail of what the fuck a casual factor is.
It's a casual factor.
Yeah,
Sounds like a fucking clothing line.
I know. But they pretty much, they're like, oh, they do this like really loose, ambiguous definition of casual factor. And then they're like, oh, that white light that awakened the power of everyone. Yep, that was a casual factor. And apparently it happens, like, it awakens the power of if the person is essentially like young or under extreme levels of stress. Yeah, stress. The powers are given based on wishes, which actually makes sense because Senri wanted to become
dragon?
No, what? She wanted to become Kurusu so bad that she eventually just transformed into her. The pyrokinetic chick that attacked them a few episodes back probably was just like, well, they were like, hey, she's probably like really sad that she got half her face burned off, so she probably wanted to burn other people off. Yeah, I'm like, all right, Chaos Child, sound logic. And then he realized at the end, he's like, oh shit, did I make Serika? And we're like, which is my only problem about Chaos Child. Sometimes, like, when they're busy not making sense, the things that are like implied that any person with a decent IQ can understand, like they feel a need to like try to build up to that point, a point that I already figured out, like from the beginning of the episode. Like, and they just draw it out for like over like multiple, well, not multiple episodes, but like essentially the entire episode, which is still too long. It's like, all right, I get it. She's a figment of your imagination, and then she just came to life because you have psychic powers. All right, boom, accepted. Move on with the plot. But nope, they had to make the whole episode about that, which was kind of obnoxious. But yeah, is what it is. I'm kind of desensitized to all the nonsense that's going on in this show by now. And my lights just went out, so moving on.
This is the dark now. Oh, well, you have Fuka, but since you're going to do 2 in a row, I don't know how this is going to break down, but can I please do Kuzu no Honkai?
Sure. Bye. You can gladly have Kuzu no Honkai. So in Fuka begins to unravel because like she's literally just like losing her shit over watching Haruna be around Koyuki all the time. And even it's like so obvious that even like Koyuki low-key is like, yeah, I don't think you Fuka and you can be around each other for long. Like, oh, what happened? What was the scene where like I knew that Koyuki knew how Fuka felt about Haruna? I think it was when, oh yeah, Haruna's like, oh yeah, Fuka needs help writing these lyrics. Koyuki, could you maybe give her some help? And she immediately cuts him off. He's like, oh, I can't help her. And I'm just like, oh, this bitch knows. She knows. Which brings me to my second point. Or, well, probably not my second point. My next point. Fuka eventually does admit it. She's like, oh, shit, I love Haruna. But, like, I can't do anything about it. And then she writes a song about it. Literally. Nico and Tama from Hedgehog's Returns. They are essentially the group that inspired Fuka to start singing. So, you know, that's actually gonna play into something really big happening. And then eventually the episode works its way up to like the first gig happening. On the way, it was something very symbolic happens, like the charm that she bought. She bought two, like it was like a pack of 2 charms, and she gave the other half to Haruna. In this scene, she like it falls off her bag, and she runs to come get it, and then a truck almost like kills her and ends her life. Like I literally thought she died. I was a freak the fuck out, but that's not what happened. All that happened was the charm itself ended up being broken. Well, not broken, but it was like somewhat cracked. But instead of picking it up, she actually just leaves it and runs to the gig. So I'm just like, oh my god, I think she's like. You know, that's definitely like symbolism. Like I think she's like literally throws away her symbol of love for Haruna. Then the first gig commences. She does the set. She plays the new song, which is really good. And then Koyuki is like, oh, this is awkward because I know who the song's about. And then at the end of the episode, she actually, which was a good twist, he leaves the band to go and sign up with that solo, to do a solo thing. And I think it was like the scouter from like last episode or the episode before went to go visit her and try to get her to join the label. And she was like, no, I'm not going to do it. And of course, 2 episodes later, she's like, oh, changed my mind.
Yeah, of course. It was set up.
Yeah, but I was just like, I didn't think it'd be like so fast. Like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, nice drama. I'm down for it. I feel like Silveroni, this is something that you would actually like. Like, this is like the nice kind of drama that you would like.
Probably. Too bad. I got the shitty kind of drama that I hate. So.
That being said, what is next?
Gabriel Dropout. Yeah, so this was. It's all over the place. But it was a Christmas themed episode.
I don't know why I have so much notes for this episode. Like,
it wasn't
there's nothing happened. I think that's why I wrote so many notes, because it's like I feel like I had to write down all these like moments that happened, even though none of them was actually like, you know, memorable.
Well, I enjoyed it.
I mean, there are some funny moments.
It was mostly well, it opens up with a Christmas segment where Vinay and Rafi are trying to celebrate Christmas and like set up the whole Christmas party in her house. And then Saitanya calls, and then Vinay is like, oh, are you gonna come to our Christmas party? And then Saitanya's like, shut up. This is the worst holiday ever. We need to sabotage the whole fucking planet and kill everybody who like celebrates Christmas. So they basically try and trick her to forget that Christmas is Jesus' birthday, and like lure her in with different treats and stuff, and food, and then eventually she snaps and remembers, so they have to tie her up and leave her in the corner.
Vinay, literally, I love Vinay in this episode. She literally just loses her fucking shit.
Yeah, she goes crazy. She really likes to celebrate holidays. She doesn't want shit in her way.
She's just a perfectionist when it comes to like having like parties and stuff, and she doesn't want you to like step all over that. Like, she's literally like my mother.
Also, Saitanya got like all the shit that she missed out on last week because she was doing so well. She got it back in spades this week because
they
that whole scene being tied up and then the dog just eating the melon bread and then slapping her across the face.
She got straight disrespected.
She got destroyed this episode.
Also, once again, Raphael being just amazing, because not only was like, it's like she was playing on both sides, just
Yeah, she's like a master
amusements.
manipulator.
Like, she literally was like, "Oh, I'm going to kind of make sure you don't remember. At the same time, I'm gonna fuck with your memory and just drop hints to remind you that it's Christmas at the same time." She's awesome. I love Raphael. I love everyone.
Yeah, it was awesome. What was the second part? Oh, it was New Year's shrine visit. And again, Raphael was awesome because she's like, "Oh, I can't wait to visit the shrine and praise another god. It's so blasphemous." And like, and then they end up going, and Gabe ends up getting drunk and trying to destroy the world
by accident. She turns super cute.
Yeah, she does when she gets all drunk. She's like a mix between both of her sides, her innocent, cute side and her evil, dark side.
You mean her normal side?
Yeah, her normal side. And then the last part of the episode was actually, I think the last part of the episode was the most interesting because it sets up what I think is going to be the rest of the series, which is they end up going on summer vacation to their respective places. So winter break. Sorry,
it's right
I jump around so much.
It's right after Christmas.
Spring break. I don't know. So they end up going to Vinay and Titania go to hell, and Rafi and Gabe go to heaven. I always get confused because I'm like, which one's the demons again?
Right.
Yeah, so they have to go through customs, and Gabe is trying to sneak in like contraband, like video games and her laptop and shit. First off, it's hilarious that Titania tries to also sneak through customs, pretending to be an angel. And, like, she just randomly shows up, and she still has her devil horns and everything.
I know. I was so confused.
But she gets found out, and then when Gabe is putting on this nice angel act like she used to, and all her shit gets discovered, and she keeps trying to find excuses for like, "Oh, that's not a PSP. That's a cake that they have." And even when she gets to her last item, which is her laptop, she gives this like heartfelt reason of why she needed to connect with the world, and it helps her solve problems all around the globe and shit. And the guy's like, "Oh, that's so admirable. Thank God the library has computers you can use to study your laptop, and the computers in the library don't let you play games." And then he just takes it.
Yep, confiscated.
And then Gabriel just screams out, "Goddamn!" So I don't know how that flies in heaven, but
probably not too well.
But I hope it does set up the next few episodes. I hope we see Gabe in like heaven trying to readjust and shit.
We shall see. Next,
May Dragon.
I don't have a lot of notes for this. Basically, Hana has a sports festival, and she wants Kobayashi to come, but Kobayashi's like, "I have to work." And then she's like, "I really want you to come." And she's like, "Nothing I can do about it." Because everyone's like hyping up Kana, that and telling her like this is such a great day for family and stuff. So, she wants Kobayashi to come. When Kobayashi refuses, she gets crushed. And then Kobayashi kind of feels bad. So she starts working overtime just so she can do enough work so she can come. And even Kana does something really mature, and she like observes and like understands that Kobayashi has like work to do. So she's like, she doesn't pressure her any more than she needs to. But then Kobayashi's like, "I'm coming anyways," and they have a cute moment. God, this whole episode is so fucking cute. Anyways,
it was.
Anyways, yeah, the sports festival commences. I wasn't paying too much attention because I'm like, I don't know, I was like doing something else at the same time. But I just see that that they're more or less winning most of the races, except for like the first one, like the 3-legged race, which was funny because Saikawa was just like too busy being
I love Saikawa.
She's too busy being like a fucking pervert to the point where she literally became dead weight. What is it called? Where they all like stand on each other and try to
The cavalry
thing. That was really funny. I don't remember anything else. The only thing
the race where they have to get the fucking notes. Did you see that part where they have to? I forgot what it's called too, but they basically get a note that says they need to retrieve something.
Oh yeah, and then he realizes and the phrase is world class, and the guy just looks at her breast, and she's like, "All right, well." that was very ecchi of Kobayashi. And then last but not least is the class relay where poor Saikawa almost fucks it up for everyone. But then Kana's like, I'm a dragon, so
I'm super fast.
yeah. And then they end up winning the class relay and everyone's happy, and yeah, that's literally the episode.
It is. You missed the part in between the scenes with Elma.
I know you're gonna mention that. Like I just didn't say it because it was just like, all right, that's.
I mean, it was a one-note joke that they did like 3 times, but yeah. I don't know. I kind of liked it because it just made it. She came in so late in the show. At least it adds something to her character.
I guess so.
I just want to trap her in a Baskin Robbins.
You monster! You monster!
But I liked the episode. It was sweet because it kind of made me remember when I was a kid and like your parents come to the whatever school events you do, like plays or musicals, and then I don't know. I was like the other side of that, getting to see what they have to give up for work and stuff, or having to work overtime.
Oh, really? It just reminded me of all the awful times where I felt overpressured that I had to like super perform, or else my parents would think that I'm losers forever and ever and ever.
Well, that's a negative way of looking at it.
Oh yeah, I put a lot of pressure on myself as a child for no reason.
I was not as pressured, except in high school, but that's irrelevant to this conversation.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, you're in middle school. Yeah, you're in middle school. Yeah, I still remember the picture of you in a do-rag. Yeah.
That's all right. That was literally a summer.
You thought you was a bad motherfucker. All
right. Oh my god. Can you do Konosuba, please? Like dragging fake earrings.
Oh god, I didn't know that. Oh, why did you say that? Oh, what an image. Anyways, Konosuba. So episode starts out with Cosmo looking for Aqua. Finds her in the church. He goes into the confession booth. Literally hilarity ensues. It was so hysterical. He starts confessing to Aqua about Aqua, just
like all the shit he wronged her.
Yeah, and she eventually like just to make her break her whole like super priestly goddess facade, even though she's an actual goddess, but you know what I mean. So that's how it starts. Then Cosmo tries to use the mixed springs with the girls, and the girls are like, no one wants to bathe with you, you fucking pervert. And then cut to the scene. These two people are having a conversation.
Yo, that scene was the best scene.
You're just staring at her. You're just staring at her. And she's like, hey, you're kind of staring hard. Don't mind me. And like he literally just says that and just keeps staring at her until she leaves. And then like this other guy is just like super stressed about all the cultists, like really irritable. Like I just like it starts freaking out randomly. And the girls finally get into the girl spring, and then Cosmo like eavesdrops, and then at first they bait him out. They're like, Cosmo, are you there? And then he's quiet, and then they lull him into a false sense of security. And then, well, unfortunately, he gets caught and knocked the fuck out. you know, it's a great hot spring scene. Aqua. Speaking of scenes. Speaking of springs, Aqua gets kicked out of her own church because she keeps purifying the springs and the water. Then Megumin and Kazuma go for a walk, and they're harassed by cultists again. Like, just like this time they're not even like building up to it. They're just go straight into harassment. They finally catch their breath, or so they think, and then eventually, the whole town eventually just turns against Aqua because in the most painful case of irony ever, because she's literally purifying every hot spring. Even though it is for selfish gain to a certain extent, but yeah, she's purifying all the hot springs, and the whole town turns against her. At first, I think it's not so bad. They kind of stone her, apparently.
They just stoned her. It wasn't so bad.
I feel like she's been through worse. Well, I'm definitely considering what happens at the end of the episode, seeing how, like, at the end, I'm thinking, oh, they're all in the room. I'm like, wow. Oh, I can't believe she got out of there, like, alive. Nothing bad really happened. And then all of a sudden, they're surrounded by a mob that's trying to burn her as a witch. They're trying to literally burn their own goddess at the end of it.
Yeah, it was a crazy episode. Yeah, I loved the beginning with the even before Aqua came out and Kazuma ran into Megumin and she had like crazy PTSD. Like he's just shivering in the corner, and then there's stoning Darkness.
Oh, Darkness. God, she's the best. I fucking love her.
But there is one depressing thing, Andrew. There's only one episode left.
Fuck, they did this last time too, didn't they?
Yeah.
God damn it.
10 episodes. It sucks. Come on, just make it 13.
Make it 12. Or 13. Make it 24.
Make it 26 episodes. Come on, guys. Fuck this. So yeah, next week is the last episode of Konosuba.
Fucking A. Oh no, Boruto is gonna get fucking 500 episodes. Fucking Konosuba is only gonna get 24 in 2 seasons, because that's fucking fair.
That's life. So we have the creme de la creme,
aka Soberoni's favorite anime ever.
Yes, this is the unofficial Kuzu no Honkai podcast. Really, this whole podcast is Kuzu no Honkai. We just talk about this other shit just to like.
I mean, ironically, someone said like they don't like this. This is all he can talk about. So
I know, because it makes my blood boil. But so this episode was all about Hana. So I loved it. It was all about Hana and Echan's relationship. Hana, after getting dumped, goes with Echan on a trip, a retreat to her summer house. And as soon as they get there, my new favorite character, Atsuya, just shows up. I was like, nah, fuck this. And he crashes their party and basically tries to cock block Echan at every stop because he's like, nope, I love you. You're not fucking, Hana. You don't really love her. There's nothing there. And he's right. He's absolutely right. So I love him. And Hana and Echan still do their whole little, pseudo lesbian stuff where they're making out. And can I just say, I really, really, really hate Hana. Like, I hate her. I hate her more than anybody else in the show. But anyway, they continue for like 3/4 of the episode until they finally realize. Hana or Echan finally realizes, well, this is never going to go anywhere. She doesn't really love me. And Hana kind of realizes that too, that she's just using Echan as a, backup, fallback plan, and she doesn't really love her, and she's just taking advantage of her. But before she can come out and be like, I'm taking advantage of you, I'm sorry, Echan's like, nah, this isn't working out. We shouldn't do anything anymore. So, Hana, in a way, Hana gets dumped twice. So I'm glad. And then it kind of ends with...
That is definitely not Hana getting twice. I don't see Hana saying, wait, no, please have sex with me.
No, she did, though. She ran out. Ed-chan was like, I don't think we should do this anymore. And she ran out. And then Hana's like, no, let's be friends. Let's still be friends. And
yeah, that's one part I didn't. Yeah, that's one part I didn't like. But
yeah, so that happens. Hana basically ends there. Hana leaves. Ed-chan and Atsuya together. You know what's gonna happen, but whatever. But anyway, they're together. Hana leaves. Then we get the forced 3 minutes of Mocha in the episode where she's just kind of talking about Danishes or some shit, and then leaves. Oh, you'll understand what it means to have a Danish one day, Hana. Later. And that was the end of the episode. Oh, no, it wasn't the end of the episode because then we got to see Akane fucking Mugi and doing this whole, teacher role play, even though she is his teacher. But
see, and that's what I can't stand about you.
What? No. I will defend Akane. And
I don't care. First of all, Akane is a hoe. So I don't care what nice thing you have to say about her. She's evil. She's a hoe. I don't care about Akane. Whatever. That's not my concern. My concern is Hana actually grows in this episode. She actually matures.
She does grow. She matures, but not by any fault of her own. She does it because Atsuya is there, and Atsuya is the fucking man. He's like, all right, bitch, it's time to grow up. And he got it done. Otherwise, Hana would have never grew up, and you know it. I'll take your silence as acceptance of the fact.
I agree with you somewhat. I will say that I don't think she was planning to wait, no, that's a lie. She was definitely planning on making her literally the whole episode was centered around that. I love how you told me about the whole scene.
No, it was not.
Atsuya confronts Hana, is like, hey, make a choice. And then she's like, yeah, I know. The whole point of this trip is that I have to
really? No, she says that at that point. She says that at that point, but she contradicts herself in the beginning where she's like, I just want this trip because I need somebody to lean on and I need somebody to do. The whole purpose of the whole trip for her was not, I'm going to make a clear-cut break off with Ed-chan. It was literally, maybe she thought that in the back of her mind, but she knew that the real reason she was doing this because she needs somebody to lean on and she was going to. That's why I hate her so much, because she's so indecisive and fucking manipulative. I need a shoulder to cry on. I know Ed-chan likes me, so I'm going to cock tease her and go on this trip with her. And I know I'm never going to get anywhere with her because I don't really like her, but fuck it. I need somebody in my life because I'm super lonely. I have somebody.
Yeah, because Ed-chan and Noe is being manipulative as well.
No, yeah, Ed-chan's being manipulative too. And they both know that they're manipulating the other one. But Hana does it so much more to so many more people that it's ugh. I can't. She's worse than Akane. It's kind of like that.
Oh,
no, she is.
No.
Because Akane just sleeps with. Think about it in the context of the show. What has Akane done that's bad? In the context of the show, regardless of her philosophy,
she literally for no reason goes out of her way to literally make Hana literally want to kill herself for no reason. She never slept with any of Hana's boyfriends. She's sleeping with Kanai. Hana never made a move on Kanai. She's sleeping with Mugi. Fucking Hana's cheating on Mugi every 5 seconds, and he's cheating on her every 5 seconds. So she's not doing anything bad there, really. She's literally every time
Meanwhile, Hana is here manipulating other people's emotions.
Hana's in love with someone. Akane is like, nope, I'm going to shit all over that.
I can't wait for the Ed-chan Akane episode.
I mean, it's not gonna happen now.
I know, but
thank God. Thank God.
But Hana never, like I said, Akane never does anything outwardly crazily wrong. She's like, oh, you're saying every time Hana falls in love with somebody, Akane goes out of her way to get with them. Yeah, but
that's awful.
Hana's doing herself any favors. Anyway, I like Sensei. I'm not going to make any moves on him or do anything to show that I like him. But whatever. So Akane can't make a move on Sensei?
How could you possibly, in a world where that's like saying in Mount St. Michael, you, Jeffrey, are like, well, I'm such a bitch because I'm not asking out like this female high school teacher out or confessing my love to her. Do you know how insane that sounds? You're literally
well, okay. So then basically she can't do it. She can't do it because it's inappropriate. So she's not. Akane's not interfering with anything. It's inappropriate for a teacher to date a student. So what's Akane getting in the way of? She's just. It's not
in the matter of getting away. It's the fact that she knows that she's doing it, and literally, the only reason she is sleeping with this guy is to spite Hana. That is it. That's the only reason. Why would you do that?
And Hana abuses the shit out of everybody around her. So,
but it's not to be a complete bitch. It's because
I don't care what her intent is. I care about. That's the thing. I don't care about intent. I care about action. At the end of the day, Akane is doing nothing wrong with her actions, and Hana is doing everything wrong with her actions.
She is doing everything bad with her actions.
No, she's not. She's actually in the context of the show. She's never slept. She's never stolen someone's boyfriend away from somebody. She's never slept with anybody who had a boyfriend.
Who did Hana steal anyone from?
She didn't steal anybody from anybody. So I'm saying she's never done anything wrong.
Who is Hana stealing boyfriends from?
No one, but she's an emotional manipulator and she fucking is a leech that basically cock teases everyone into liking her and then manipulates their emotions and makes them feel like shit afterwards. So yeah. With her and albeit it's not intentional, she's not intentionally evil. She's actually
because Mugi right now is not in because Mugi right now is not in any kind of sense of self-loathing. He's totally fine.
He's fucking the girl in his dreams right now. How can his wish come true?
Oh, okay, with that, and then you're just being naive at that point.
No, did anything in this episode lead you to believe that Mugi is not having the time of his life right now? Because the 3 seconds I saw of that clip was not Mugi in emotional torment about himself. It was literally like,
yes, it's a sex scene. Okay, that lasted like 5 seconds. Okay, so you're right. You can't get a lot from that. With literally just having like, first of all, it's not even from his point of view. It's from her point of view. So no, you can't gauge what he's feeling because he's not really.
Well, neither can you. You don't know what he's feeling either. So,
I mean, it made perfectly clear sense in like the last episode. Like he knew that he was hooking up with like the scum of the earth. Like,
oh yeah, he knew he was hooking up with the scum of the earth, but he's still hooking up with the person he wants to hook up with. So it doesn't strike me as anything like. I mean, down the line he might feel some kind of way, but right now
he will because he's like not. Okay, sure. I can't. If you're not willing to like accept that fact because you're in like such shit now because you hate Hana so much, then I can't help that.
No. And I will tell you this. I will tell you this. I know I don't care about intentions. All I care about is what I've seen so far. And so far, I've seen one girl who's an emotional manipulator, like whether it's intentional or not, bringing depression and disaster to everyone who gets involved with her. And Akane, who's just sleeping around but not tearing anybody's relationships apart. So
Akane is not an emotional manipulator. She literally did not manipulate her way to sleep with Mugi last episode. She did not do that.
No, she tried. And the Mugi's like, no, I cut your shit out. I see through it. And she's like, all right, you see through my shit. You still want to sleep with me? And he was like, yeah, I do. She's not manipulating anybody.
That's manipulation. So our seduction is manipulating someone to have sex with
she tried. It's attempted. She tried to manipulate him. She tried to manipulate him, and he literally was like, "No, it's not going to work." And
you're too blind. You're too. I'm people who are watching this. You see what I have to deal with. Like, holy fuck! I'm not even trying to.
I don't know. You're on this Hana defense force right now.
I'm not saying Hana is the most. I'm not trying to say Hana's the best. I'm not trying to say Hana. I wasn't even trying to say Hana was the best person, but then my mind just snaps when you say, "What?" In this chart, even Akane is a better person than she is. Then I just lose my mind at that point. I'm sorry, I can't. Your hate for her is too strong.
So I can't.
I can't help but defend her
because I don't necessarily like Akane because I don't think she's a great person either, but. Hana's just let's put it this way. I like Akane as a character and I know she's a bad person, but Hana's a bad person and I hate her as a character. So
I don't know. I like Hana. we like Hana for different. We like / hate her for different reasons. I like Hana because in a lot of ways she reminds me of myself when I was her age. I mean, I wasn't doing what she was doing.
Wow,
but
you're an asshole.
I mean, I wasn't the nicest person. I'll admit to that, but I see a lot of the conflicting feelings that she has, and I too, as much as other people
if
who
I'm blinded by my hate.
Yes, you definitely are. Because a lot of people who see her
you're blinded by this character that does not exist. You're like, look, we're both looking. I think what's happening is we're both looking at this character that, in a way that's like self-reflective and like like you're looking at her as like a reflection of yourself, and I'm looking at her as a reflection of everything I hate. And really, we're ascribing feelings to her that she does not represent at all. We're both completely blinded by this vanilla, boring ass character that is just an indecisive pile of nothing. That's all she is. But because she's such a blank, indecisive pile of nothing, we can just write our own feelings onto her, and I can't stand her. And you're like, no, I whatever, fucking connect with this because I can ascribe my own feelings on this.
It's not describing my own feelings. Like, she literally says things which I'm like, I identify with it. Like, she just says things I identify with. It's not like I'm pushing my own feelings. That she says things and I'm like, I identified. I also felt this way when I was her age. Oh my God, there's connection. I'm just saying that's why I like her. It's not like some imaginary thing that you're thinking of. Even at the end, I'm trying to bring up before you want some crazy shit and said Akane.
Okay, so but at the same time, I hate her because of dumb shit she does that you're pretending she doesn't do. Like, she's not an emotional manipulator. Yeah, she is. She's a very big, huge emotional manipulator. She fucking manipulates literally everyone in the show.
Okay, but so is Akane. But no, I don't want to compare them because like one is like Akane is like far worse, and I no.
I don't know how you can.
More importantly,
this is a Bible. This is like I guarantee this is like one of those. What's that old paradox about the Bible? Is like, well, the devil's the pinnacle of all evil and God is the pinnacle of all good. But if you just judge their actions based on the Bible, the devil kills nobody and God kills like billions of people. So like, it's that kind of situation. Like, is Akane pure evil just because she says she's pure evil, even though she doesn't do anything evil? Versus Hana being like, I'm pure good, but all her good intentions lead to evil acts. Like,
Akane does evil things. Shut up. Anyway,
she does not do evil things. Like I said, in the context of the show, she's not done anything evil.
Okay, we're gonna keep having a cyclical argument. I'm gonna keep because even though I said what evil thing she clearly does from the get go.
All you said is that she is
going out of her way to victimize and bully a teenage girl at every round and bend. That is not evil at all when you have no reason to. All right, fine, sure. No, then fine. Yeah, you can accept that logic.
Hana manipulating a girl who has honestly loving feelings for her just because she feels kind of lonely in the time.
You know what the difference is? The difference
trying to make 15 different relationships with Moody. Like, let's make it work.
At least Hana, even though she does it, it's not like she's like trying to. She's not being like, oh, who am I going to fuck up emotionally today?
Yeah, my best friend Ed-chan. In my opinion, because she's just incompetent and stupid. Like I said, I value convictions. If you're an evil person but you have convictions about your evilness, fine. I like you as a character. But if you're like I'm so indecisive. Let's do this, but I'm really just gonna betray you at the next. That's like 10 times worse. Because at least I know where you stand if you're evil. Hana is just like a fucking like inconsistent fucking little. Oh, I hate Hana. I hate her.
Okay, well then
her betrayal is way worse than anything Akane does.
Or just everyone is either super good or super crazy evil for no reason. They have convictions and morals because they're grown adults and set in their ways. Because that's really how the real world. That's how.
Or they can just be realistic characters and not be either or.
I will say this, which I've been trying to say this point for like the past 3 minutes. The way that Hana grows is not. It's a very fast. Because even after that scene where Ed-chan is like, oh, and I love how you totally jump over this. Oh, like, this is cool. You can't be friends. And then, like, we can't be friends. And then Hana is like, she's taking responsibility, but she's like, at the end of the day, like, I do want to be friends with you. And if that means that we can't talk, we can't do anything until you're ready to do that, then that's the steps I'm willing to take. Because most people can be like, oh, well, our friendship's over. Fuck it, let's move on. She really cares for Et-chan to the point where she's like, I'm going to be miserable without you, but I know this is what must be done in order to one day hopefully get you back as a friend, which is literally what happened. It's literally a similar event that happened to me and an ex of mine that happened when we were dating in high school. And lo and behold, today we are like the closest of friends. But no, apparently, just like Hana, apparently I'm just like being a selfish manipulative bitch.
Oh my, see, now you're taking it personally. But anyway, well, Hana is a selfish manipulative bitch, but that's for different reasons.
Okay,
has there ever been a more divisive figure in Hana for us?
Can you at least admit that moment was a very good, mature thing for her to do? At least that moment. Yeah, at least give me that fucking moment. I accept that you hate her for whatever reasons. For reasons that are literally beyond her control, because it's not like she made her own character, but at least give me that.
It was a mature moment for Akane, and she did grow in this episode. I still hate her with a passion, and until she does anything different other than that one-off scene, I'm not gonna care.
Fine, whatever. Like I can't. I just accept that you just hate her like literally beyond logic, and that's
not.
Fine.
It's not beyond logic.
If it's the point where you hate her, if it's the point where you think she's worse than Akane, then it's beyond logic at that point.
And you love her beyond logic because you're a
I don't love her beyond logic.
You're making her out to be like some kind of fucking tragic heroine from a fucking Shakespeare play or something that we're all supposed to identify with, when she's really just inconsistent and annoying and vanilla at best. But anyway, this episode was okay. The end.
It was a good episode. I like.
I'm glad that the Et-chan and Mugi or Mocha side plots look like they're wrapped up. So now I was just gonna focus on.
Oh yes, and then on the end, just one more note on the end. I think first of all, the whole Mo-chan scene was slightly important because it showed that like this is new Mocha who does not give a shit about anything anymore, because like that whole fantasy with Mugi died, which is why they showed the scene of her eating like a fucking pig, because she's like, I don't give a shit anymore. And then just talking back and being all openly spiteful towards Hana. I think she was trying to get at like, hey, Hana, why don't you... Ironically, it's something that you would agree with. She's like, Hana, stop being such a bitch and just do things for yourself. Right. And then which I think... What?
I didn't like that scene because it was forced. Like, Mocha is just magically over the whole incident now. Like, she's over Mugi. So I don't know. It just felt.
I mean, forced. It wasn't. She's not magically over Mugi, but she's like, and that whole her changing her image, or like not doing that whole cute image, that was being set in stone from like last episode. So maybe you didn't see it, but I definitely saw it.
For Mocha.
Yeah.
Well, not since last episode. She wasn't in the last episode.
She wasn't the last episode. It wasn't for long, but there's a part where she's just looking at herself in the mirror, and then she's literally just like, she's like, fuck this. Why am I So yeah, she wasn't just like a full 180. Like, no, there's definitely bits and pieces.
It was in between the craziness that was the rest of the episode. So
yes. But then I think, like Hana's getting the message, and she's like, yeah, maybe I should just kind of just start living for myself, because clearly
so maybe she'll be shit for 95% of the show, but then the last 5% she'll redeem herself, which makes her still a 95% shit character.
Can we just move on, because I can't with you. Jesus fucking Christ.
Fuck, most divisive character in history. Anyway, Witch Academia. This episode revolved around the trio going out to the real world, quote unquote, the world without magic. They go on a school trip to the world without magic, and they're forbidden from using magic. And so, of course, the first thing they do is fuck it up immediately and go to a graveyard because Susie has to collect some mushrooms. And Akko and Lotte, I forget what happens, but Akko fucks up and knocks one of the potions onto one of Susie's potions onto a gravestone. and resurrects a dead person.
Whoa, Akko fucking up. What a surprise.
I know, shock and awe.
God, it's like it's like the hate you have for Hana. I almost have for.
Trust me,
I almost have. I almost just said I hope she just dies. Like, and then I stopped myself.
I say that every time I see Hana on screen. But anyway,
I stopped watching the anime because of Akko. But continue.
So I'm watching Kuzuno Honkai in spite of Hana, but Akko ends up resurrecting a dead person, and it's like this kind of weird looking. It's like a skeleton, but he kind of looks like he belongs. He has like a red coat jacket. I don't know. He looks kind. They say he's medieval, but to me, he kind of looks like, colonial. But anyway, he's going crazy about finding some guy that he has to find or some shit. So he just runs off. And Akko and the rest of them spend the whole episode just chasing him and trying to figure out who he's chasing after. And there's this big reveal where it's not really a big reveal. You kind of see it coming, but it ends up being that this guy's looking for a man who used to be married to a witch, and they had a baby. And because they had a baby, the wife died, and he's looking for the guy because he's like, this guy's a piece of shit, and he fucking caused his wife to die, and the baby, who knows what happened with the kid. And then you find out that he was the father, and he's just feeling massive amounts of regret. He just wants to see his kid again. And then he pledged that he would make his kid like a great witch, and his kid turns out to be the headmaster of the school. So it's kind of a good twist, and it's touching and stuff. My only issue with it is that it literally is rushed. Like 19 minutes of the episode is just them running around with the guy, and then they do the twist in the last like 2 minutes, and they try to put like this emotional scene together where he's talking with his kid, but it lasts like half a minute at most. So it feels really rushed. I think they could have lingered on that moment a little bit longer for dramatic effect. So I don't know. I just feel like the payoff wasn't there. And obviously it wasn't that funny of an episode. But yeah, it was all right. I think it still had that kind of mini movie vibe where you had like a whole story arc really well told in one episode, and it felt longer than 30 minutes. But I don't know. I just wish they had lingered longer on the dramatic part at the end. Also, Akko needs to learn magic already.
No, she never will, because she's a shit fucking character, just like Hana.
Now you're bringing this up. Everybody know for the record, I'm not bringing up Kuzuno Honkai anymore. This is all Drew. He's bringing this up.
Because I'm fucking heated right now.
We're going to be fucking on Yojo Senki, and he's going to be like fucking just like Hana, right?
Damn straight. I'm so mad now.
You take your Kuzuno Honkai Hana-loving craziness and talk about Big Bang.
Yes, it's kind of Big Bang. Not much this episode. They're on a trip to a company training camp, and this whole episode is essentially a flashback of how they met / became idols. It started out with Rui and Adam. They initially wanted to go solo, and Nomura L and R just wanted to do their own thing. But the boss said, you all work for me, so you don't have a choice. Which I thought was pretty funny. And then they're sent to a company training camp in the past so they can work together for their debut. And it's a lot of struggle. Like, they just can't seem to work together, which is honestly how they... Like, it makes sense because their personalities are so fucking different. Let's see what else happens. Oh yeah, and then throughout them like arguing throughout the entire camp, like Nomura R ironically ends up being the ones like bringing them together in a way, even though he's so like shy and like awkward at first. But it's to the point where the boss is like, I think you're the leader because you brought everyone together. That's what leaders do. Of course, I love how they brought this up. Like, they're like, "Oh, who's the leader?" And then they're like, Nomura R is the leader. And then he's like, wait, I am? Really? And then like the CEO is like, yes, you're the leader. You demonstrated all this blah, 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 blah. And I mean, like, meanwhile, I'm like, aren't they in the middle of an interview? They're like in the middle of an interview. If I was a journalist, I guess this is why I probably can't be a journalist, because I'd be kind of sketchy as fuck. I'd be like, I'd be willing to make this whole fuck up of an interview go away, and we can just start over again for a price. Not actual money, mind you, like as in like, you know, whatever, like first like scoops like about their like debuts or like their upcoming singles or whatnot. Like I would get privy to that knowledge first, like, you know, that kind of blackmail.
Thanks for elaborating on how you would blackmail people.
Yes, not with money, with information that will make me more money. So yeah, that was essentially the episode. It was okay. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, just like last week, it wasn't anything impressive. I hope they go back to like having just like crazy fucking moments, because those were really awesome. But yeah, next.
All right, Masamune-kun. Yeah, so this episode was very I don't want to bring it up. Anyway, so this episode is very weird. It turns out that the chubby kid from the end of the last episode is Masamune, but he's a different Masamune, and he has his father arranged some kind of marriage with Aki and him, so technically he is her fiance. And it's proven to be real and all of that. Meanwhile, while this is all going on, the real Masamune is just training in like a mountain or in the forest, trying to get more muscular. And then comes back to school. The new term starts. We're introduced to two new characters, or was it three new characters? Who are...
They're not new, but...
Well, they're not new, but they're getting focused on.
Yeah.
So... I like to just call them the Aki fan club. They're all like in love with Aki.
I call them, and they literally I think they kind of refer to themselves as the Yuri Garden.
Yeah, the Yuri Garden. They, like I said, they really love Aki.
And really hate men.
And they really hate men. So they are all ecstatic about how Aki on her first day back kind of rejects some baseball player. But then she runs into fake Masamune, and they're like, oh, this fat ass has no chance with Aki. And then she's kind of just like, oh, yeah, this is Masamune. Bye, guys. And just runs off with him. And they're like, okay, is she like into fat guys now or something? So
and that's the funny part, because at first I was like, is he into fat guys? And I'm like, oh, wait, I think she kind of is.
Yeah, she kind of does. She's like a chubby chaser.
She
I think they literally just call her a chubby chaser.
She is actually a chubby chaser.
And Masamune comes and finds out all this shit secondhand. He runs into Aki, well, firsthand, he runs into Aki and then sees this other Masamune, and he's like, what the fuck is going on here? And then finds out that they're engaged, and he grabs Yoshino and is like, pulls her away and tries to like drags her out of the class to figure out what the fuck is going on. And the whole episode is just him going back and forth with Yoshino to try to figure out what's going on and how they can plan around it. Flash forward a little bit, and the school is having like a play. They're gonna do Snow White. Snow White, right? Yeah, Snow White.
Yeah,
I get Snow White and Sleeping Beauty confused all the time. No, is this Sleeping Beauty?
Nope, Snow White.
I hate Disney. But anyway, Snow White. And they're doing the play, and two classes are conflicted on who should do the play. The Yuri Garden is in charge of it, so they want Aki and the fake Masamune to do it. Mm-hmm. And what was it? The other class wants the real Masamune and his friend, that's a boy but looks like a girl, the trap, to do it. And it turns out that the Yuri Garden is on fake Masamune's side, because he ended up meeting with them in in a restaurant and being like, "Listen, I don't deserve Aki. She's too good for me, but I don't want the other guy to have her either."
Pause. Can we just pause right here and just be like, I hope everything works out for the fake Masamune, just for on the chance that we can have like a skip to like them getting married, and then the Yuri Garden's there, and then he literally just tongue fucks the shit out of her mouth. Like as they're getting married, and it's on like their wedding night. He just literally just plows her into oblivion. He's just like, those dumb lesbian bitches.
Okay, so I know who you don't like in this episode.
Wait, no. It's not even. Not that I hate them. It's just like they're just so like naive. Like
they're really stupid.
Like they're actually like really stupid. Like they're so anti-men that they're like I just like that's why I said that, because it's like that's not gonna happen. He's just going to eventually just bang the shit out of her because that's his fight.
It's all a trap. It's clearly a trap.
Yeah.
It ends with them agreeing that they're both going to put on the play, and whoever does the best act wins the right. I didn't get this part. Was it they're both going to put on a drama, and whoever wins?
Like a drama off.
They're going to do a drama off.
Yeah, I assume more or less they're probably going to just like act out a scene.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I thought they were both going to act out the whole play.
I feel like that's like way too expensive.
Yeah, they might just do the last scene of the play or whatever. So they're going to do that. And then Masamune and the fake Masamune are also having their own little contest. Whoever wins gets to take Aki to dance at the end of the festival. And that's where it ends. And I hate the fake Masamune. He's such a smug little piece of shit. And I know he's clearly planning stuff. He's one of those characters who's overly nice all the time. So I'm like, oh, he's definitely really evil on the inside. And he's going to do some stupid shit.
I mean, Masamune is actually literally like this exact same way, except
yeah, he is, but I don't know. Like this guy's too nice.
Masamune is nice to everyone. Like he has a facade. Like you just don't see it all the time because
I know because we get his internal dialogue and all
exactly.
that.
So
no, I just don't. Maybe because I don't have that. Then I just don't like that guy.
Exactly. That's like literally the only reason why. Like I didn't like the exact same person.
I realized now that, well, first off, I realized before I don't like Aki, but I realize now I kind of want Yoshino and Masamune.
And to be together, I love it.
Yeah, they got so much better chemistry.
Also, you totally missed part. Neko's still here, guys.
Oh yeah, Neko's alive, guys. He's totally there.
He's totally alive.
She had her guts pulled out or something in America, then regionally brought back, and then she's just here in the class. So I guess she's part of Team Masamune now with Yoshino, and they're going to team up. I don't know. I really like this show. I love it way more than I should.
I like it. Like I don't love it, but it's getting good. It's getting good now. Now that there's
it's getting a lot better. I mean, usually these types of shows fall off towards the end anyway.
I just hate that this is all being done over a girl who's like easily the worst character on the show.
Yeah, she's like the most fucking annoying character.
She is easily the worst character.
No, but I get it though, because I like. Well, Masamune is like, well, I don't, he thinks I don't like her. I just want to fucking embarrass the shit out of her. So at least it's not like it's like blind love for her,
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I love her even though she's a piece of shit. It's like, no, she's a piece of shit. So I'm so devoted to revenge that I'll go through all this drama.
Yeah. But like, but I thought she's just like a bitch in general. Like it's to the point where it's like, I don't even feel bad about like say if his whole plan goes through and he totally dumps her. Like I probably like
I don't care.
Applaud.
I hope he ends up with Yoshino.
Yes. Oh my god. Yes. Just do that. Get with Aki and then break up with her in front of everyone and then get with Yoshino at the end. That'd be like the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Or Neko.
Awesome. Or Neko.
Yeah.
Way better options.
Exactly.
Okay. So no Seiren means I guess super lovers?
All right, super lovers. All right. So twin brothers leave around the anniversary of their parents' death, leaving Ren and Haru alone. Oh yeah, nothing bad's gonna happen from that. The therapist Modi Sensei comes and he's like everyone's noticing that Haru was like drinking more, and they're like, hey, Haru's been drinking. Why is he been drinking? Yeah, and as like I said in the last episode of the podcast it has something to do with the anniversary, and like he has like all these weird dreams and he can't sleep as well, especially because Ren's not sleeping with him because they still had like the argument from, I think it was last episode. Ren is being like just very like weirdly obedient and like submissive, and then he like brings up and then eventually Ren just like brings up the anniversary. He's like, "Are you okay?" Like, so he's just walking on eggshells because after the fight and like the anniversary, Ren just doesn't want to piss him off because he's just like, "I don't want you to be mad at me anymore." Like to a point where Natsuo visits, and then Ren like runs away because Ren's like, all right, like last time we were around each other, I almost had sex with Natsuo, so I'm just gonna avoid him at all costs. And then Ren just, for some reason, is just like, like a little bit later, Ren and Haru confronts Ren. And he's like, "What's going on with you?" And then he's like, "All right, I give up. Like, I won't harm your precious Natsuo or anyone. Like, I can never be yours. So I'm just gonna give up," because he thinks that Haru just doesn't want him. And he's like, and then Haru's like, "You idiot! Like, don't you know that it was always you?" And yada 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 yada. And then they kind of start having this sex scene, but then Ren prematurely like creams his pants essentially, and then that was pretty funny and awkward. Ren, in a very immature way, is like, "Well, clearly the only way I can claim you is to have sex with you, because if I have sex with you, then you won't be going around, you know, talking to all these girls at your cafe and, you know, talking to girls who want to like marry you and shit." Which is like, I guess to a 14-year-old boy who's like kind of, well, introverted and doesn't really know much about the world, that logic is actually sound, especially like in a very biological and animalistic kind of way, which makes sense because he was literally raised along with wolves. So it's like, I get it, but at the same time, I'm like, ugh. At the end of the episode, Haru finally remembers the last words that his parents said to him before they died. And of course, they were saying, "Oh, yeah, we're going to adopt Ren." So I guess self-fulfilling prophecy, because it happens regardless. And they finally visit the parents' grave, and it's a nice scene. Nothing really big happens there, which I'm kind of disappointed. I'm kind of not. Like, it's just like an inner monologue from Haru's point of view, and then they leave. Like, I know in oh shit, what was the other one again? Not Super Lovers, but I can't believe I forgot the other anime. There's like a really really good like not funeral scene, like a good like scene at a graveyard dealing with like a loved one who passed away. So I feel like they could have done a little bit more on that. You know, it was a good episode. I don't really know how they're gonna end up, seeing how like on episode like 9, so like 3 more episodes. I'm like, what are they gonna do in like 3 episodes? But you know, I'm pretty sure they're gonna think of something, because that's what Super Lovers does. Next,
finally, a Yojo Senki. Okay, so this episode, they're planning to do the final attack on the Rhine front against the Republic forces. They're gonna do this strategy where, now that they've gotten so much, you know, we spent the whole season seeing as how much land that they've kind of grabbed. Now they're gonna do this kind of fake retreat where they're gonna retreat to lure in the main force and then envelop them. And of course, spearheading this is Tanya. Well, she's leading her division to kind of do like these key targeted bombings of the Republic HQ and other buildings around the area while they're distracted. So their whole plan is kind of being set up in motion through the whole episode, and we get to see Tanya doing the plans and working with everyone in her division, her battalion. The crazy doctor makes his reappearance with a new weapon for them to use. And I mean, a lot of this episode was just set up.
Yeah,
like, pure setup.
Yeah,
so
pure
there's not really
setup.
much to talk about. Like next episode looks like
I know,
it's
they're
fucking
fucking
amazing.
crazy. Oh my god!
But
wait.
I did catch a couple of war references. I know that they're calling it Operation Shock and Awe, which is a war reference, and I know that the rockets, the V1 rockets that they're using, are references to V1 rockets that Germany had. But other than that,
Are you gonna wait? What's shock and awe? Explain.
Oh, it's
explain to the class, please.
Explain to the class what's shock and awe. It's the American strategy doctrine in the Iraq War, where we're gonna win the war by just shocking the shit out of the opponents because we're gonna bomb them so much that they won't even be able to fight back.
All right,
basically, and it's kind of the same thing that they're gonna do. They're just gonna bomb the shit out of their headquarters and stuff. And something else I wanted to point out. Oh, this episode gave me serious speculation about Victoria. Maybe because I'm just too focused on her, but I don't know. They keep pointing things out about her, like the other battalion members. Or
oh my god, are you trying to say she's gonna die? God,
no, I wasn't even gonna go there. But now that you say that, maybe. But no, I was thinking maybe she's also a person from a different dimension who was put into a girl's body, like Tanya was, because she kind of has everybody's scared to death about all this shit happening. Meanwhile, she's like, whatever, I'm gonna take a nap now, guys. Or every time there's a tense moment, she's just chill, everybody, like last episode when they were killing civilians and everybody was having a mental breakdown about how to have to kill civilians. She was just chill. She was like, all right, whatever. So I'm kind of getting this vibe of either she's really, really, her character is really uninvolved, or there's something more there where she's kind of used to this, or she might have some prior knowledge of this. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just expanding on a character that isn't there, but I don't know. I have my speculation for now.
Oh my God. Magical Girl Raising Project fucked me up because I'm like, you're right. They talk too much about her. It's
they bring her.
It's a death flag. She's gonna die. Oh my God, I'm not ready.
What else was there? Oh, Tanya, maybe not the best idea before you go into battle for the first this huge ass battle, and she's kind of just man, fuck God. Before they
I was like,
they're like, guys, let's do this for God. And nah, fuck God. We're doing this for ourselves. I'm like,
even if you don't believe in him and you call him being X can still crash your rocket.
Yeah, I don't care. This is not the time for you to do this morality thing. It's kind
of anything, you praise him. Saying him all your praises.
Yeah.
All your praises.
Oh, it's hilarious. Now I'm like, when she did that, I'm like, nope, that's the biggest death flag. Now I know her whole, I bet her whole battalion gets wiped out or some shit. But I don't know. I'm looking forward to next week, and this was kind of a boring episode, but at the same time, it was necessary for a good setup.
Agreed. Waiting for next week.
I gotta find something to name this episode besides the Hana again.
Yeah, just name it. I hate Hana. Fuck
no,
Hana's a bitch.
No, that's uncreative.
Hana just stupid ass cunt.
Anyway, that's my signal for this.
Hana is a cum guzzling whore, apparently.
That's my signal for this is the end of the podcast. If you like it, leave a like, leave a comment if you're a team Hana or your team not Hana, I guess.
Team not Hana.
I expect a comment from Andrew on a different account, ooh, fucking Hana's the best. So
no, it won't matter. Whether I can have a million different accounts saying that Hana is not Satan, and you'd still disagree. So it's whatever.
Yeah. So like, comment, subscribe, let us know what you want us improve on in the future, or any kind of creative, constructive criticism you may have.
Yeah. Once again, we do apologize for this interruption in scheduling in terms of the anime.
No apologies, no.
Okay, well, I apologize. I don't know about this motherfucker over here, but I apologize.
No, we're sorry about this. But we're gonna release these normally. We're just gonna double up next week on Seiren and Demi-chan, so
Yes, we most certainly will. Anything else to add?
Nope, I think that's everything.
Yeah, well, I guess with that, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Later.